welcome to the very first episode of the Penguin Live Deep Dive, where we take a look at some of our favorite Penguin Live lectures. My name's David Newell.
And I'm Nick Popa. And for those of you who don't know, David and I grew up attending these live lectures right here in this very studio. We were audience members, and we've been to quite a few. So today, we decided to take a look at one that we both attended together, none other than Wayne Houchin. David, tell us a little bit more about that lecture.
Yeah, so it's really a great lecture. He teaches a lot of his very famous, very classic Wayne Houchin effects, like his coin through can effect, Sinful. He teaches thread. He teaches his famous single needle effect. But he also teaches a lot of new material as well. These are all typical Wayne Houchin style, parlor magic tricks that use everyday objects. It's really a jam-packed lecture with a lot of great stuff. Is there anything in particular that stuck out to you about Wayne's material?
Definitely his drawing duplication effect. Do you remember that one?
That's a great trick. That's a really good trick.
I actually got the opportunity to be the spectator in that, and basically the breakdown of that trick is he has a Post-it note and he has 3 different people close their eyes and scribble with a Sharpie on this Post-it note, and they make this abstract piece of art. And he takes this Post-it note off and he makes sure everyone can find a defining feature of it, and then he burns it. And he takes the ashes, drops them on the floor, and he rubs his feet in the ashes, and on the bottom of his shoe is a folded Post-it note, and he pulls it off, and it's the same picture. And then he takes it again, very openly, very, very cleanly, and just burns it a second time. And everyone's just kind of like mind blown at this point. They might have thought he did something sneaky the first time, but this was just super out in the open. And he then takes the ashes and he kind of blows them like kind of in my direction. And at the start of the lecture, he gave me a nest of envelopes, or he gave me an envelope. And I rip it open, and inside is another envelope and another envelope. And sure enough, inside the nest of envelopes was that same Post-it note that he never came near that envelope.
This routine kills.
It blew my mind, and to this day, I have used that. I've used that same routine in so many of my live performances.
Yeah, actually, same. I remember my family always had a big New Year's Eve party, so I practiced it all day New Year's Eve, getting ready to perform it at the party, and I ended up actually performing it, and that's still the trick to this day. That when I see the people that were there, they talk about it. This trick is phenomenal. It's easy to practice. If you work with it for a little bit, you'll be able to do it right after learning it.
Yeah.
It's really good. And he's got some subtleties in that just really make it perfect.
Mm-hmm. So what about you? Do you have a favorite from the lecture?
Yeah, so I remember he taught a trick with a balloon. He's got the balloon on the string.
Yeah, that one was good.
It's perfect. So to kind of walk through it, he hands a spectator a helium balloon on a string, and then the way he presents it, he has the whole audience take a deep breath in and hold their breath. And as the audience collectively inhales, you see the balloon on the string start to float down from where it is, and the string bends and it goes down. Then he has the audience let go, and the balloon goes back up as they release their breath. And it's just a nice little interlude to put in the middle of your show. It's like a good thing to go between tricks to fill time, but it's like a perfect time filler for that.
It's very strong. It's a very strong effect. Like the kind of emotion around it too. It's very powerful.
Definitely.
I definitely remember that one. It was definitely a really solid trick and a good method too. It was really easy and very creative.
Right. I think that's a common theme with this lecture is although these things seem really impossible, if you spend the time to learn them, it doesn't take much to actually be able to do these routines and to do them well.
Absolutely. There's only a couple things in there that you might have to go out and buy a couple of special magic props, maybe some gaff decks, but for the most part, everything is kind of these DIY, really, really simple, but very, very clever concepts and gimmicks and routines. This is definitely one that you guys should check out and consider adding to your carts next time you're making an order on Penguin Magic.
Definitely. So, if you like parlor magic with everyday objects, this is really a lecture for anybody. Buy it if you love this type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's all for this episode. Be sure to leave in the comments what your favorite trick from the Wayne Houchin lecture is. And also hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, all that fun stuff so that you never miss another episode of the Penguin Live Deep Dive. My name's Nick Popa.
I'm David Newell.
And we'll see you next time.